Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurfadhilah Syafiqah binti Nizam. My matric number is 01DDT19F2004 and my members is.
My name is Siti Nurula'ini binti Muhammadini. My matric number is 01DDT19F2011.
And my name is Aqillah Sumaiyah binti Hamthan. My matric number is 01DDT19F2106.
Okay, today we want to present our problem-based task, network security. Content in our presentation is introduction, goals of security policy, structure of security policy, standard guideline and procedure of security policy, roles and responsibilities entailed within a security policy, concept of security awareness and how to achieve security awareness through education and training, step to respond to a security breach, and one security incident response tools for security testing. Introduction. Hackers have been targeted medical IT systems in search of valuable patient data, resulting in wave of assault on hospitals. Hospital must now consider an additional frightening threat like security cameras. Every day, it appears that another hospital is a victim of a data breach. Clients are notified of the instruction via email with 2 years of free credit and identity monitoring included as a pleasant surprise. The health industry seems to have more data breach than any other sector. According to the Panama Institute and Verizon Data Breach Investigation Report, breach occurrences are common in the healthcare industry and they can be triggered by a variety of factors including credential stealing, malware, and incident would intentionally or unknowingly expose patient data or store laptops of other devices. Goals of security policy. Confidentiality. Only authorized individuals should have access to classified data about a patient, and only necessary healthcare information about a patient should be disclosed and communicated. The term confidentiality is crucial in hospital setting, and it appears in all of the documents examined. Confidentiality is related to information managed by the software system, manual data administration, and spoken instruction between staff in the organization. One aspect of the purpose is to keep patient information from being disclosed to unauthorized individuals. If systems are disrupted over the internet by an adversary or an accident, that can have a profound impact on patient care. Say Bill Wood, a cybersecurity advocate and cyber safety innovation fellow with the Atlantic Council. Second, availability. The term availability refers to healthcare professionals' ability to get data when they need it. In a healthcare setting, this is critical. There is a risk to the patient's health if they do not have access to relevant and accurate information. In all of the document examined, the purpose is highlighted based on the current document review work. The goals of availability can be fulfilled when information is independent of person, time, or location, and medical record follow the patient throughout the organization. However, in order to fulfill this objective, the guidelines indicate that the hospital must maintain medical record and that the system must be reliable. Third, integrity. The total guarantee that the content of the HCIS are accurate, the consistent is referred to as integrity. And user computing has also been identified as a top management concern in terms of security and integrity, based on Benson 1983. Security cannot be bolted onto a data system. Information control methods must be built into the HCIS from the start to guarantee that all changes are carried out by well-formed transactions is the foundation of integrity. The well-formed transaction state that users should not be able to change data in any way they like, but only in a way that protect the integrity of the information system. Based on Shadru and Jajodia in 1993. Integrity is a problem that database technology can help with, particularly the security function of an integrated data dictionary. Access control in database are frequently data dependent. A doctor access to medical record for other patients in his or her department, for example, may be limited. Structure of security policy. A security policy is a written document that explains how to protect an agency against hazards, including computer security hazards, and how manage potential conflicts. Any of a company asset, as well as all potential threats to those assets, must be documented in a security policy. There has two types of security policies, which is technology security and administrative security policies. The common policy approach. A clear approach focuses on a solution and target recipient in our common policy library. We use this approach, CPL. Information security policies are written down into a collection of 10 until 20 scientific report using the CPL technique. Each covered a different problem. Sample list of documents using CPL outline is: first, security program policy planning and personnel. Second, network security policy, which is firewall, structure and wireless. Third, access control policies, which is system, account and password. Fourth, security incident management policy, which is reporting, response and investigation. And the last is application security policy development and testing. Okay, next.
Next is standard guidelines and procedures of a security policy. Next. First is standard. When designing policies for a successful hospital, there is already a framework in place for ensuring resources security. These policies serve as the guiding factor of the policies. Standard can be authorized to set the analysis obligatory process for applying other rules that do not have technology source. By establishing standards, policies that are difficult to adopt or that affect the entire organization are assured to work in your environment, regardless of how they are formed. Even in small business, if access restriction mandate on-time use password, the standard for employing a particular token device can ensure interoperability. Next, second is guidelines. Specific products, setups, or other procedures to secure the system are described in standards and benchmarks. Although security cannot always be characterized as a standard or set as a baseline, it does require some guidance. There are locations where rules are published for the user community to use as a reference for effective security. Next, number 3 is procedures. Procedures show how to employ the standards and guidelines to put the policy measure into action. Everything in the configuration of operating system, database, and network hardware to the addition of new patient system and software can be described using this method. Procedures are created to support the policy's implementation. It is impossible to say which process must be specified because policy different every organization. Some procedures might be common like next. First is auditing. This procedure might include what data about the patient need audit, how to maintain data patient log and the goals being protected by the software. Number 2 is administrative. Then process can be to provide a clear division of responsibilities among those responsible for operating and maintaining patient database system. Maksudnya ialah proses ini dapat digunakan untuk memberikan pembagian tanggungjawab yang jelas di antara mereka yang bertanggungjawab untuk mengendalikan dan memelihara sistem penggunaan data pesakit. Okay. Number 3 is access control. These procedures are a subset of administrative procedures that instruct administrator on how to set up verification and other access control features in the patient database system. Maksudnya, prosedur ni dia sebahagian daripada prosedur pentadbiran yang memberi arahan kepada pentadbiran mengenai cara mengatur pengesahan dan ciri kawalan akses dalam sistem pangkalan data pesakit. Firstly, configuration. Firewalls, routers, switches, and operating system are all controlled by the protocol. Maksudnya semua ni dia dilindungi oleh protokol. Next is incident response. Those procedures include everything from how to notice an issue to how to respond to it when hacker hack the hospital database system. Maksudnya merangkumi segala dari mana memperbaiki masalah hingga bagaimana dia menggodam sistem pangkalan data hospital. Next is roles and responsibilities entailed within a security. First is GP or partner. GP are in charge of strategy and operational management at medical practice, including ensuring that all legal, regulative, and good practice advice requirements are met. GP or partners are responsible for ensuring that everyone in the practice is aware of the importance of information security and that it is maintained. They also have overall responsibility for ensuring the information security procedures and methods are in place. That means that each practice must make certain of the following. A design security lead should be selected within the practice, and a proper forum for security problems should be established inside the practice. All employees have the ability to report security concern and have a framework in place to do. Confidentiality clauses are included in employee contracts. Security responsibilities are detailed in employee job description. Next is the carded guardian. The carded guardian is in charge of ensuring that the carded principles are followed when it comes to patient identified information. Next is all staff. All staff members are required to keep the security of the patient information and to bring a concern that jeopardize his security to the security lead. Maksudnya semua staff diminta untuk menjaga keselamatan, iaitu keselamatan maklumat pasien. Next. Practice manager. Practice manager are in charge of ensuring the policy, as well as it and company standards and guidelines are integrated into local process and that ongoing compliance is maintained. They must verify that any policy violation are reported, investigate and dealt with. They will decide what amount of access to give to certain people, and they will train employees on how to get information security council and track prospective and real security breaches. They will serve as a point of contact for the South Manchester GP Federation in order to coordinate and breaches of confidentiality that may be in violation of the Data Protect Act 2018. Next.
Next is concept of security awareness and how to achieve security awareness through education and training. Next. Okay, it says that we have the hospital have to train employee about the various information about security hazard and company policies and process for dealing with them through formal cyber security training. Security awareness training probably goes beyond the digital realm to address physical security and how employees can keep themselves and their data secure. So, security awareness training is important because data breach abound in our always connected, always working environment. It's critical. Furthermore, threats are always developing. The employee or staff common threat in some of today's most serious threats. Hackers are aware that individuals may provide soft attack surface, allowing the attack to succeed. Next. How to achieve security awareness through education and training. Okay, we as a organization must have policy and procedure in our place that including firewall rules system, hardening system, data retention policies, and of course password policies. And organizational have to prepare the staff on how to respond to data breach that have 6 phases, which is prepare, identify, contain, eradicate, recover, and review. Next. Step to respond to security breach. Next. Okay, first step is we don't have to freak out and we have to perform a squat. To minimize the damage, rational thought and quick action are required. And we should not blaming to each other. Our first main concern is focus on patient with high pressure scenario. IT department need a clear predetermined response procedure in place. It is crucial to have a correct crew on the job when putting together in a team. It is important because if we hire non-professional IT squad, we cannot respond to the data breach. So the leader should report directly to the top manager so that the decision may be made swiftly. Next. Step 2. Quarantine. Implementing patches to fix viruses and technological issues at one point. The staff also need to reset password for hack user account and argue user to change the password on other account where they can use the same password. Blocking the account of user who may have been involved in wrongdoing and disabling network access for computers known to be contaminated by viruses of other malware. Recalling email, asking unintended recipient to erase copy, and blocking links that have been accidentally shared as are all examples of action to recall or delete material. Next. 3. Define the level of seriousness of the breach. The IT staff have to determine what has been impacted and what has been impacted. If the impossible to determine exactly what data has been messed with, it best to estimate conservatively in light of circumstances surrounding the breach. If there was a deliberate hacking rather than unintentional security breach, the effect for individuals or organizations involved might be far more serious. This should guide your response to security breach. Fourth step is notification. If the personal information has been taken, the Privacy Commissioner may also be engaged. Organizations that proactively address problems when they arise may be treated more leniently by the Commissioner. Next. Step 5. Action to prevent future breach. So, organizational or hospital must hire a data security expert that can provide with fresh view on current process will help ratio our as hospital and other to do the business and fix any security holes as soon as possible. Modified should be reflected in data security rules and training purpose. Next. 1. Security incident response tools for security testing. Next. Okay. We use SolarWinds is extensive that manage and reporting abilities real-time incidents response. It can analyze and identify exploits and threats in areas such as Windows event logs, hence allow the teams to monitor and address the system against threats. IT department may quickly spot suspicious behavior or anomalies using Security Event Manager easy to use visualization capabilities. It also has a detailed and user-friendly dashboard as well as excellent developer support. In addition, monitoring USB drive, SolarWinds analyze event and log for on-premise network threats detection. It also offers an automated threat response. It log and event manager provide comprehensive log filtering and forwarding capabilities, as well as an event console and node administration interface. Next. Okay, this is the key that features in the SolarWinds: superior forensic investigation, fast identification of suspicious behavior and threats. Security is constantly monitored, supports compliance with DSS, HIPAA, SOS, PCI, STIG, DISA, and other laws by determining the time of the event. Next. Okay, this is the interface in the security event, as you can see, and we can see that we can monitor if any threat that been attacking our system. Next. Thank you.